Sean Franklin
and Nicole Smith
from Blood and Iron Martial Arts.
We're here today to talk to you about attacks to the legs in sword fighting.
The first thing to consider when attacking the legs is the geometry difference between the high target and the low target.
Notice the tip of his sword is really close to my head and the tip of my sword is well away from his leg.
The way to mitigate this is to drop your stance when you attack, bringing your shoulder closer to your intended target.
Keep in mind, if you're going to lean forward, you're going to throw yourself off balance and expose the back of your head. This is a bad idea. The proper way to do this would be to widen your stance and drop your weight. The simplest way to avoid the leg shot is don't have the leg there.
Note the geometry difference. My opponent is out of range. I am not. With the legs being so easy to defend, you may think, well, there's no point ever attacking them.
However, what most people fail to consider, in order to execute the leg void, you need to be properly balanced.
During a high-intensity fight, it's inevitable that both fighters will do some bad weight shifts, opening up the legs as a target. This isn't something you can simulate by going slow. Then you have the time to make sure you're always weighted properly.
A good way to land the leg strike is to provoke your opponent into a bad balanced position. If you can drive them onto their heels, it's virtually impossible for them to void their leg. Just because you can land the leg shot doesn't mean you should. Throwing a leg shot at an opponent that's prepared to countercut your attack is just asking to get hit in the head.
This is why leg shots are much less favored in weapons where your opponent is going to countercut, as opposed to weapons where you're expecting your opponent is going to parry riposte. Safety, always the #1 concern.
When attacking to the legs, it's very important that your opponent not see it coming. With a large wind-up, they almost certainly will. Instead, you want to make it appear as though you're targeting something higher. This works well against opponents that passively parry.
Being able to throw a good leg shot is another powerful tool in your toolbox, but like every tool, it has a time and place.
It is also one of the few techniques that tends to favor the shorter fighter.
Delivering a good and safe leg shot requires a keen eye to timing and your opponent's movements.
And remember, if you're not going to put in the training, you're not going to get the results.